committee, and I want to really be short in my presentation. First of all, the committee was well guided by the Speaker of the National Assembly. And I think he used his wisdom throughout our deliberation and throughout the vetting process for us to reach, as a committee, without any division, a conclusion that we were largely satisfied, although we were not happy 100%. Madam Speaker, the committee was guided by two documents: the Parliamentary Appointment Approval Act and also the Constitution. Those were the two cardinal documents that the committee was able to use and stick to it. So the outcome, as it were, we are hearing about Honorable Malonza, Linturi, also about Asha Juma. I will shortly talk about those three, but I want to confirm to this House that the large majority of almost 20 were able to satisfy the vetting committee. Like the soap opera, the whole vetting was conducted in the glare of public opinion. So whatever the committee was going to come out with, I think to an extent, even many of you who are following the vetting were able to discern that at this point the committee made the right judgment. Madam Speaker, the issue is about suitability and competence. Yes, there is the bit of education, there is the bit of gender, there is the bit of applicability to that job in terms of educational qualification. But the bottom line, the red tick in the box, is does this particular candidate satisfy for the job he or she had been assigned? I must thank the politicians and congratulate them, because 67% of those candidates who appeared before the committee were politicians, and they gave a sound account of themselves, relevant to the appointment, and also showing that they are able to understand the concerns to the people that they have represented for long. Some are senators, others are members of this august House. So for that reason, what we want from them, like the leader of majority said, and I want to agree with him, in the last government, there was a lot of hubris from cabinet secretaries, a lot of chest thumping from the cabinet secretaries. And if they know the powers of this House, I think they must humble themselves to the occasion, and they must humble themselves to the committees of this august House. I must add that we must also congratulate the President. It is my third term in this House, which comes from the great people of SACU. For the first time, these particular cabinet secretaries were almost handpicked and almost the right people to serve the people of Kenya. We have seen the cabinet in the 11th Parliament and also in the 12th Parliament. The difference is we were asking ourselves, who do we pass among these? But in this particular situation, we are faced with a very narrow margin of only 3. I want to talk about Aisha Juma. She comes from the minority, marginalized, a lady whose background many of us will sympathize. Although many of us walked to school without shoes, we slept without eating food, but I think Aisha Juma's climb to the top is a study in itself, that we must understand that how does somebody who got married when she was an underage, she dropped out of school, but she rose at some point. She was the head of Kilifi County Council as the chair. She became the women rep. She became a single constituency member of parliament. And then she ran for the governor. And she got 70,000 votes. Those are not few votes. Then we come to Mithika Linturi. Mithika Linturi also, he comes from a rural constituency. Although he appeared to have struggled as a hustler to make whatever he did, I think also his background is also meager. He came from a background where he needed a lot of support, where as a young boy he was a herder. So these particular cases that come before the committee makes the committee to deeply reflect on the individual cases. What some of us have said, and I want to say again, Parliament cannot be the judge and the jury. The committee is to give observation and recommendation to the House. The House can accept it, or the House can reject it. The House can modify the report, can amend it. That is the powers of this plenary, rather than the powers that is given to the committee. Finally, on Musalia Mudavadi, I think the President under the Act has the powers to construct his cabinet in the way he feels that I can run Kenya without any problem or in a way suitable to advance development and also the gains this country has achieved since independence. And for that reason, the order number 1 that had come out a few weeks back indicated clearly what is the role of the chief cabinet minister, so that there is no altercation with the job description of the deputy president. So for that reason, I think there is nothing that this House can see as conflict in terms of application of the DP and the chief cabinet secretary. Finally, it is my wish that the House can take time, study the report, and modify what we have given you as a committee, which had no division at all